It's the Shatkin First Down pregame show, presented by Dr. Todd Shatkin and the Aesthetic Associates Center, with your hosts, Rich Gaenzler and Dr. Jared Shatkin, with our special guest, Buffalo Bills alum Darryl Talley. Now, from the Shatkin Sports Network studios in Amherst, here are your hosts, Rich Gaenzler and Jared Shatkin.
Welcome to another edition of the Shatkin First Down Buffalo pregame show. I'm Rich Gaenzler. We're going to talk about the heartbreak that was the Viking game. We'll have Dr. Jared Shatkin to join us for that. And, of course, in the final segment of the show, talking a little bit about the Bills and the Browns. Should be wintry condition in the battle of the 90 teams from Cleveland and Buffalo, bashing heads at Highmark Stadium on Sunday. We'll talk about that in the final segment. And sandwiched in between the meat of the show, we're going to have a very special Bills guest coming up. And also some very interesting members of the Mafia. Some local Bills podcasters who you probably follow on Twitter and on YouTube as well will be joining us. So stay tuned for all of that. But first, we got to go around the water cooler. All right, here we are around the water cooler. Rich Gaenzler, Dr. Jared Shatkin, back at you to talk about the heartbreak that was a Minnesota Viking game. The Bills had a 27-10 lead. Let's talk a little bit about that right out of the gate, Jared. I mean, these are games when you're home and you're winning by that much that you have to put away.
And I've seen us put away games like that a lot against really good teams like the Titans. We put them away pretty quickly. And also the Rams, we put them away. And it just seems like maybe there's some little midseason slip that's happening right now. And we have to figure it out in the second half for sure. We got to stop having turnovers like we've been having, but I still think we can figure it out. I really do. Justin
Jefferson is virtually impossible to stop. I don't care who he's playing against. He's virtually impossible to stop. And of course, Cam Lewis playing at safety, getting his first start. A lot of people were on him for not breaking up the pass instead of going for the pick. But you know, all in all, I think you think that he played a pretty good game. And to be honest, Jefferson just showed everybody how good he really is. And Cousins, on a number of occasions, had some incredible throws, too.
I mean, Cousins had a great game. He threw for more yards than Josh, and Jefferson always gets open. And even when he's not open, he catches the ball. I saw today that the stats were if he has over 2 yards of separation, he catches the ball like maybe 80% of the time. He's an incredible receiver, and Cam Lewis was on him in that play, which is, you know, it's surprising. If he can cover a number one receiver like that, he played a pretty good game. That's kind of a fluke play, you know. Cam had both hands on the ball, and they actually didn't end up scoring that drive. There's a way we could have won that game without that play anyway. So I don't want a young guy to get down like that, like I saw him in the locker room.
Josh, again, has a tough game in terms of giveaways. Obviously, the goal line fumble and the 2 picks by Pat Pete, who we called in the postgame presser. Let's talk a little bit about that. I know we talked a little bit before we came on air. You're good, right? I mean, we went through the same kind of midseason lull a year ago.
I mean, I did have concerns last year during the midseason lull, and if we have a rough game versus the Browns, yes, I'll be concerned. But right now, I've seen this Buffalo team go from 6-5 and become the best team in the NFL at the end of the season. So I think if Josh can figure it out with these turnovers, because I think turnovers are always misleading, and he's played a pretty good game minus the turnovers, which made him play a bad game. But I do think that he can figure it out. I think this team can figure it out.
Were you a little surprised when the Bills built the lead that they did, that they didn't run more than they did? Especially when they had the early successes with Motor Singletary.
Yeah, but I think they were getting stuffed in the second half of the run. It seems almost that the Vikings were able to coach and make adjustments, and we weren't able to make too many adjustments to them. So you got to give their coaching staff a lot of credit. So, no, I wasn't really surprised to see us not run because I don't think the run was given to us.
Yeah, officiating was interesting in the game too, right? Everybody said, oh, the Bills had 12 men on the field when the Bills stopped the Vikings at the goal line. And then the Gabe Davis catch that we sort of benefited from a no call from.
Yeah, I think there were a couple no calls on each side that kind of evened it out. I don't think that game I thought officiating was not phenomenal in that game, but I think they kind of mess up on both sides, so I think it almost evened out.
And I will say this, look at the teams the Bills have lost to in terms of Miami, the Jets, and the Vikings. Look at their records combined. You need to start kind of believing in those teams at this point, that they are as good as their records. I know there have been doubters all along about all 3 of them, but at this point, they've shown to be pretty darn good.
Yeah, and you are what your record says. The Vikings are 8-1, and they've been able to pull these late games out the entire year. So at this point, if you're a Vikings fan, you got to be pretty happy about what you're seeing with that team. And I still think the Bills should have put them away early, but the Vikings are 8-1. They're probably the best team in the league right now.
Yeah, no doubt. But again, you don't have too much of a problem with that. I'll talk to you going forward in our final segment about the Browns game and how the Bills rebound from these past couple of tough ones, all right? So stay here. All right, we'll come back with a very special Bills guest, Mafia coming up, and of course we'll talk to Browns as well as we continue with the Shatkin First Down Buffalo pregame show.
I am so happy with my experience that I had at I Smile Spas today. Got my teeth professionally whitened. I have months of results in less than an hour. No pain, seriously not even a sting. They're not sensitive. You leave with a kit to continue your whitening. Absolutely incredible. I'm so happy I ever did this. I can't stop smiling.
Western New York. Smile again with confidence. Call 43-SMILE today.
Hi, I'm Dr. Todd Shatkin here with Hall of Fame running back Thurman Thomas.
My family and I have been coming to Dr. Shatkin's dental office for years. The office is beautiful and the staff is outstanding.
Thanks, Thurman. It's been an honor for me to take care of you and your family.
For a Hall of Fame smile, go where the pros go. Dr. Todd Shatkin at the Aesthetic Associates Center.
Call today for a free consultation, 839-1700.
Okay, team, we're down by 6 with only 1 play left. It's comeback time. Yeah! We need a play. The reverse ribeye, no good. The porterhouse pitch, too risky. The strip steak sweep, that's it. Go Russell!
Touchdown!
Where would you like to have dinner tonight?
Russell's, of course.
Be my guest and let us do the rest.
All right, welcome back to the Shatkin First Down Buffalo pregame show, joined by a Buffalo Bills legend, 56 Spider-Man, Darryl Talley, joins us for another season. Back on, and DT, you were planning on coming to Buffalo. Now, are you going to get here this weekend with this blizzard?
Yes,
okay,
with the snow and all. Hey, that's my type of weather.
Okay, yeah, no, I know.
This is my type of weather. This is when everybody else doesn't want to be there, I want to be there, because guess what? They don't like this. It's cold. Their little fingers are going to be freezing. Their little toesies going to get cold.
I got to ask you a question. I think I saw.
Go for it.
I think I saw your wife tweet something about you and Bruce Smith were having a heated conversation during the Bills-Vikings game.
Oh, yeah, we didn't like what was going on.
So what were you talking about? What was the discussion?
About the way the defense played at the goal line. I thought that was really good. And, just the idea that it seems like at times we get stuck in a spot and we don't know where to turn to make the play. And we were saying somebody's got to make a play. You got to take it upon yourself to make a play. And don't go outside of what you do, but stay within inside of what you do, and somebody else has got to make a play. We need somebody to make a play, and that's all we kept bitching about. Make a play, make a play. Then when the play happened, we were happy. When it didn't happen, we weren't happy.
Right. Who was the best Cleveland Brown you ever played against?
Best Cleveland Brown, yeah, I would say Ozzie.
Yeah. Was the field at Municipal Stadium as bad as it was always reported to be?
Bro, you don't know how bad that thing was. You be running and you go from dirt to grass, and then a lot of people knew, but when that stadium, when it would freeze and it get cold, the baseball diamond would get hard as a rock. It would be like playing on a piece of concrete.
I'm assuming you're going to take the Bills in this game?
Oh, why not? I gotta go. I gotta go beat on somebody,
right? Thanks for doing
let's
this.
Put it this way.
Yeah,
not a problem. But I think it's actually funny that now I'm going to Buffalo to watch Cleveland play in Buffalo. When we played in Cleveland. How in the world did the Bills get the Browns to come to them this time?
I don't know. Well, listen, my friend, safe travel up, obviously. And we look forward to seeing you out at the stadium at Highmark, provided, prayers to the weather gods that this thing goes off.
Yeah, they're going to be good to us.
Okay.
They're going to be good to us.
All right.
They'll make it a little cold for the brownies. We'll have fudge brownies. We won't have fudge brownies. We'll have ice cream brownies.
Very good, man. Darryl Talley, thanks so much for being on the show. We appreciate it. And safe travels up here, all right?
Not a problem, man. Take it easy.
All right, Darryl Talley on the Shatkin First Down Buffalo pregame show. And we come back. Members of the Mafia join us. Stay right here.
What we're able to do is really restore how you used to feel when you can eat food, when you can smile. So I think being able to transform how someone faces the world, that's really one of the main things that drew me to dentistry.
It's bad going through life having to cover your face because you're embarrassed of your teeth.
So you can really impact people's lives way beyond just, fixing a tooth.
It literally changed my life.
Mini dental implants can change your life too. You can be you again. Call us for a free consultation.
Family is the most important to us above everything else. 34 Group is a general construction company.
We had a part in rebuilding the community. We choose Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield of Western New York because they are reliable.
It's just great coverage, and we have a great relationship with the folks at Highmark. We want our legacy to just be that we were good people that loved our community.
It is definitely a love affair, I can tell you that right now.
Welcome back to the Shatkin First Down Buffalo pregame show. It's time to go in the pocket. With Arena League first team All-League quarterback from the Albany Empire and a Buffalo, New York native, Sam Castronova. Let's talk a little bit about the opposing quarterback now, Jacoby Brissett. Not this current team, but other Bills teams faced him when he played for the Patriots. Kind of sort of the same guy, but he's been very serviceable. I know the Browns' record is 3-6, and I know the Browns fans are disappointed about their record, but he's played pretty solid.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you. He's not a world beater in any way, but his completion percentage is high. He does the right things. He's killer on QB sneaks, and I think he's doing a pretty good job while they're waiting for Watson to come back.
I was going to say he is the perfect bridge quarterback, right?
Yeah, I would have to agree with you on that one.
Yeah, and then you got the run game that he's complimented. He's got a Cooper. He's got Peoples-Jones. He's got some people.
Yeah, him and Amari Cooper seem to have established a pretty good connection between the two of them.
So for him, what do the Bills defenders have to do to stop him?
I think we got to just limit the run game because they kind of feed off that with the play action stuff. So if we can slow down that run game, which is much easier said than done, then I think we can kind of limit him in the pass game.
Yeah, and Njoku might not play in this game. He's questionable going in, so we'll see. Great job. We're going to have you join us around the round table with the members of the Mafia. Welcome back to the Shatkin First Down Buffalo pregame show. We're around the round table with members of the Mafia, but these guys are sort of professional members of the Mafia, I'd say. Broadcast professionals on the internet, as it were. Well, Sam, he just was with us in the pocket. We got Joe Miller over here. He's got a couple of great podcasts. Talk to folks about what you do.
So I'm on Buffalo Rumblings. I host the Overreaction post-game show on Buffalo Rumblings. I host the Off Tackle with John Fina show. And then I just started a series of pods on my own pod feed called the Overreaction Buffalo Network, Sports Network. So, yeah, just a bunch of stuff. So, yeah.
And by the way, he has a real job.
And I do have a real job as well. Yes. This job side hustle does pretty well for me, but yes, I do have a real job.
This guy, Trainwreck Sports, Zach Sheldon, also known as Maniac.
Seriously,
in the house.
That is on my government paperwork. 2019, I tried to quit my real job and ended up in an asylum, safe to say. But yes, I have a real job now, but still enjoy all the stuff we do at Trainwreck Sports. Great gambling perspective, on the ground perspective with the tailgate fans every Sunday. So super excited to talk some Bills.
And I'll ask you about what's happening this Sunday coming up as part of this segment. Then, of course, we got Evan Harrington, WBNY, Buffalo Fanatics. You do all the hockey play-by-play for the Bengals over there at Buff State. Welcome back. You've done this a couple of times. Good to see you.
Yeah, thanks for having me again.
Okay, so let's start the conversation, fellas. And I'll start with the quarterback first. All right, listen. Josh is red zone number one. Number two, how about the quarterback-center exchange there at the goal line, my friend?
Yeah, I was listening to Steve Tasker on One Bills Drive the other day. He was like, literally anything that would have happened other than that exchange would have been better. But it's stuff like that happens. We just find funny ways to lose games, and I'm hoping that we can kind of stop doing that. But as far as Josh goes, I think he's just got to just take a step back and just stop trying to play hero ball and just focus on not turning the ball over because he's such an incredible athlete. He just got to get it to some of our other athletes as well.
I watched the game and I see that play happen, and automatically I think Tennessee. Look, it was a snap under center of the Tennessee. He slipped. I get that.
Yeah.
But Josh is in shotgun probably, 85% of the time?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, snap under center is not normal, Joe, for him.
No, in this game, it was probably 95% of the time.
Yeah.
So he wasn't under center. I think it was just 2 or 3 snaps. There wasn't much at all. So it was a fluke play. It was strange, but hindsight is always 20/20. So now it's what if he just run around to the corner and then chucked it out of bounds, right?
3 straight shotgun snaps. It's a no-brainer.
And even if there was a holding penalty in the end zone and there's a safety, would have got 15 seconds left with no timeouts. Yeah. And obviously we don't want to talk about that, but still, I mean, they're not the Chiefs, right? So.
That's a great point, though, right? Because it's kind of a similar situation. Yeah. 13 seconds left versus the Chiefs last year. They weren't quite ready for that moment. Right. You saw the way the defense was aligned. They would never line that way again. Kind of a similar situation here. Exactly. Backed up against the one, not ready for the moment, and that hopefully is pain that they can grow from.
Yeah, and another thing as well, how many times you actually practice that situation? Yeah. You can't. It's a pressure situation. They've had no time or no chance to practice it throughout this week or throughout preseason in training camp. So it's one of those situations where it's a one and done. Yeah. And it was a done.
It was a done.
So is that a bad coaching decision? Anybody jump in to have him be under center on a play that they don't practice really ever?
I think if you put yourself in the booth, and obviously you played quarterback, I think they're trying to think, what's the one play that can't hurt us? And then the play hurts us. And then I can't imagine the thoughts that Dorsey's had in the last couple of days, just kind of trying to wonder, what could we have done different? At the end of the day, you turn around and hand the ball off, right? And
right. He gets the safety.
He gets a safety, but if he gets a yard, the game's over. Right. I mean, you live to fight another, to play another down, right?
The good thing is we learn from it, and it's still the regular season. So.
We're still 6-3.
Sure. I mean, and I'll start with you, Zach. I mean, the lull, right? Mm-hmm. Here it is. This is the second year in a row this has happened to this team. Really, right around the same time, right around the bye, that they are in this lull. And the thing that bothers me most about it is the fact that, and I know Kansas City did it last year too. They kind of fell backwards right in the middle of the season. Yeah. But there's people that get paid a lot of money in terms of coaches and analytics people that should be able to analyze why this is happening now that it's 2 years in a row. Thoughts?
No doubt. I mean, you see instantly on the internet, you have people, why aren't they trying to draw them off sides instead of actually snapping the ball there? Delay a game does you no harm. You could at least try and go there with the play. So obviously, hindsight is always 20/20. And let's face it, the critics are always out for McDermott. The fact that the F word is even being thrown around about McDermott, more comical than anything going on at Helium Comedy Club right now, okay? And that's with due respect. I'm sure they have a great lineup. But with that said, again, you just have to trust the overall package. You hope that they continue to get better. Yeah, these are painful situations. Houston, up 16-0. Kansas City last year, 13-0. Again, situations where a team wins 95% of the time or more. Yeah. You're only hoping that at the end of the day, you're going to get a Super Bowl run out of it.
What about, Evan, let's go back to you. What about no Trey White in that game? What about Marlowe not starting and Cam Lewis starting? What about Hines not getting much of any reps in the offense? What do you make of those decisions?
Well, first of all, to start off things with it, I actually thought Cam Lewis had a pretty good game, respectively himself. I mean, other than that Justin Jefferson 4th and 18 completion where he probably should have knocked it down, but nonetheless, he still had a very good game in his own right. Nyheim Hines, though, I would like to see Hines get more snaps involved in this offense on the field. I mean, realistically, he's probably your best yak player. And at the running back position, where you saw earlier in the offseason, you try to bring in a guy like J.D. McKissick, a pass-catching running back. You draft a guy in James Cook. Hasn't really worked out yet. You're still trying to sprinkle him in. But you trade for a guy in Nyheim Hines who's proven. He is a proven versatile player in the backfield, and I think you have to start sprinkling him in more and not just giving him 6 snaps in one reception.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, let's get your picks for the game first, Joe.
So if you're picking against the spread, it's difficult for me in the weather knowing what's coming. So, the Cleveland Browns are coming to town with Nick Chubb, 29 degrees, weather, wind, snow. What are we getting? Or we're giving up 8.5 points? Is that what the spread is? If I'm picking against the spread, I'm probably taking the Browns. I believe the Bills win this football game. Look for Josh Allen to probably rush for more than 60 yards, probably Nick Chubb to rush for more than 100 yards. But for me, I've got the Bills money line, Browns with the spread.
All right, what do you think?
I'll go 24-20 Bills.
24-20 Bills.
Yeah. Browns coming off a tough loss at Miami. They kind of got thrown around a little bit from what I saw. With that said, I think Bills run a little bit more within themselves this game. Defense takes over. Bills 24-10.
Okay, Evan.
The Browns are a 3-6 football team, but they are a solid 3-6 football team. Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt, one of the best running back football duos in the National Football League. Give me the Bills, 23-19.
All right, time, guys, to do the 2-minute drill now. And time for some Tino's dough up for grabs. Sorrentino's Main Street, if you guys, as a group, get these trivia questions correct. You ready? Here we go. Trivia question number 1. I don't think this is difficult. especially for you, Joe, because you're the elder statesman of the group. This former Bills linebacker took 3 NFL teams to 13 playoffs over his 21 years as a head coach in the NFL. Coach for the Browns. That's why I bring that up. Bills linebacker, coach for the Browns. Who am I talking about? Anybody know?
Marty Schottenheimer.
Marty Schottenheimer's correct. Ding. That's one. He, in his coaching tree, had 5 future Bills head coaches. Can you guys name them? Here's a hint. They've all been in the last 25 years, and McDermott, Williams, and Rex Ryan are not ones of them. Think about it. Last 25 years, think about the Bills coaches.
Greg Williams.
Not Greg Williams.
Doug Marrone.
Doug Marrone's 1.
Chan Gailey.
Chan Gailey's 2.
Chan Gailey's like on everyone's tree, basically.
Malarkey.
Malarkey's 3.
Did you say Dick Duran?
I did not. That's 4.
Duran is 4, and then
late 90s.
Wade Phillips.
Wade Phillips is 5. All right, you're 2 for 2, fellas.
Son of Bum on Twitter.
There it is.
All-time handle. All-time handle. We're going to work on that. We're going to work on it. We're going to overcome that adversity.
And in the only game the Bills played against a Belichick-coached Browns team, this Cleveland quarterback caught a pass. Was it A, Kozar, B, Testaverde, or C, Tim Couch?
Kozar.
I believe it was Testaverde.
Oh, go with you. I'm deferring to Joe.
3 for 3. There you go, guys.
Let's go.
Boom, boom, boom. Tino's dough. Enjoy Sorrentinos, guys.
Just like I do on the internet, I defer to Joe when it comes to
And thanks for being a part of the Mafia on the show.
Thanks for
We
having us.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
And one more time, guys, tell them where they can find all your work.
Joe Miller, Buffalo Rumblings. You can find me on Twitter at Joe Miller Wired.
Maniac, Trainwreck Sports on Twitter. We don't have an O. We lost it in a lawsuit.
The train never stops. And Evan.
On Twitter at EvanH716 and on TikTok at NFL Analyst.
Fantastic. All right, guys, thanks again. Short break. We'll come back with more as we bring Dr. Jared Shatkin back in and break down the Bills and the Browns as the Shatkin First Down Buffalo pregame show continues next.
Hi, I'm Dr. Todd Shatkin, the Clinical Director here at the new Shatkin Dental Health Postgraduate Dental Residency Program. For years, I've felt there's been a need to help those patients who just can't afford quality care but want to be treated in a private dental office setting. Shatkin Dental Health will save you 20 to 30% on the procedures you need without compromising the care you deserve.
Call Shatkin Dental Health today at 43 Smile and receive a dental cleaning and x-rays for only $43. And as always, consultations are free.
Your kitchen is the heart of your home, so make it what you've always wanted.
Empire Granite Marble Quartz has everything you need to start your kitchen countertop makeover, all within your budget. Offering 24 months, 0% financing for a limited time. Empire has the largest indoor full slab showroom in Western New York, so visit the showroom today.
Make your dreams a reality with luxury you can afford.
Mini dental implants are life-changing. We have patients that come in with partial dentures, loose teeth, cracked teeth, and in pain, and they're able to leave and we can restore teeth on that same day sometimes. People are smiling, they're chewing, they're eating better than ever, and it's all thanks to mini dental implants.
These implants, these are God-given teeth in an hour or two. They're that good.
Mini dental implants can change your life too. You can be you again. Call us at 839-1700 for a free consultation.
Welcome back to the Shatkin First Down Buffalo pregame show. Time to talk the Browns, the Battle of Lake Erie as they come up the 90 to Highmark Stadium on Sunday. Rich Gaenzler, Dr. Jared Shatkin rejoins for this little pregame look. The Browns come in 3-6. Obviously, the weather is not going to be a factor for them. They practice and play in this just like we do.
Yeah, the weather's not going to be a factor for the Browns. It actually might suit them better because they have a ground attack, and they're pretty much the only way they're going to be able to stay with the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, let's talk about that ground attack. We talked a little bit about Jacoby Brissett in the earlier segment, so let's talk about arguably the best running back duo in the league in terms of Chubb and Kareem Hunt.
Yeah, Chunt. They call him Chunt, right? Yeah, they're having a really nice season too. Nick Chubb's running really hard. I have him on my fantasy team. He's scoring like 18 points a game and 2 touchdowns. I'm like, what's going on with the Browns if they have this running game and they still can't figure out how to win? But that is going to be something the Bills are going to have to be wary of because they're going to be able to come in here and run against our defense that's been giving up a lot of yards recently.
Then if Edmonds can't play, who plays in his stead? You would think a run-heavy defense.
Yeah, so it'd be Dotson, right?
You would think.
And Dotson struggled a little bit in the run game once Tremaine Edmonds was out last week. So, yeah, it's going to be something to watch. He's stepped up in big games, though. I trust Tyrell Dotson. He's played pretty well for us.
Really talented Browns offensive line. Wills is questionable, the left tackle, really good player. But you got Bitonio, you got Wyatt Teller, the former Bill. You got Conklin out there at right tackle. Pretty good grinded out offensive line. Not particularly great in terms of pass protect for Brissett, but a pretty good group up front.
Yeah, they get after it in the run game, though. Wyatt Teller's a really, really good player for them, and they can run behind him. It's a guy we ended up trading away to them. But you know what? Beans hit on a couple other draft picks. I'll let it slide.
Okay. Defensively, let's flip it over when the Bills are on 0. You wonder, I mean, we mentioned the Brown run game, how much the Bills run game and how effective it will be if they run, if Duke Johnson's active, if they go with a 4-man rotation at running back. How active is Hines in the run game? Is Cook used more or less? What role does Singletary have? It's going to be very interesting to see how the Bills run game plays out in this game.
Yeah, and it's almost one of those games that we used to talk about being a Bills grinded out type of game where we wanted that Willis McGahee and Marshawn Lynch to have a big role. And, you know, now we have that amazing passing game, but we're going to need the running game to step up this week. I think Hines needs to get more snaps. I think the snaps he's had, we haven't really given him a shot to show us anything.
Yeah, let's talk more about the Browns defense in particular. Obviously, they have Myles Garrett, 7.5 sacks coming in. Clowney's terrific, obviously. Deion Jones, really good linebacker. And their back end's pretty good, too.
Yeah, I mean, they're playing really well in the back end with Denzel Ward and some of those guys. They're having a nice season. Their defense is actually playing really well. And they had a great game against Joe Burrow a couple weeks ago. So you know they can stop a pretty explosive passing game. So we have to be wary of that pass rush a lot because Myles Garrett's going to be able to get after it. I think Spencer Brown's been struggling a little bit, so maybe Clowney can get after it too. Josh needs to be wary of what's going on. He needs to use his legs again this game.
Well, the Browns have gotten blown out by New England and by Miami. Yeah. I hope that continues by AFC East teams. Right. Our Bills in this game, right?
Yeah, no, obviously I hope that. Dolphins played pretty well against them last week, and they were able to exploit their passing defense a little bit. And, I mean, the Patriots blew them out, who haven't really been playing the greatest football. So, you know, maybe the Browns are one of those up-and-down teams, and we can catch them when they're real down.
Yeah, I'm nervous about it only because of what I saw in the Washington-Philly game, divisional game. Now, granted, this is not a divisional game for Cleveland. They got up for their divisional games. They beat Pittsburgh. They beat Cincinnati. And here they are now. They lose to Baltimore by a field goal. Tight game that one was. They lost to the Jets by 1. So they've played good teams well. Here's another good team in front of them. We'll see how it plays out. What do you got for a score prediction?
23-14. I think we're going to be able to grind it out. Buffalo's going to win this game, and I think we're going to win a different way this week, and I think that's actually really important for the morale of our team.
I'll go 24-13, so we'll switch the second digits in our score predictions. Great job as always. Thanks to our sponsors, Aesthetic Associates, I Smile, Shatkin Dental, Dr. Todd Shatkin himself, and Russell's too. Thanks to the Mafia members, our special Bills guest. Thanks to you for watching. Go Bills! This has been another edition of the Shatkin First Down Buffalo pregame show. See you next week.
If you would like to be a participant in the Shatkin First Down Huddle, email Mark Aarons at maarons@shatkinfirst.com. This has been a production of the Shatkin Sports Network.